Change comes from making a decision. You don't just wake up vegan. You wake up because you're wanting a change. You either want to change your environment, you're either wanting to change your wardrobe, or even your physical being. It's just a feeling. And sometimes you just want to stop and realize, yeah, I've been good thus far, but what would it feel like to be great? If I was becoming a vegan today, what would I want to know? Questions that need answers. Why do you want to become vegan? That's the first question that I would ask, because you just don't wake up vegan. It's a journey. It's a lifestyle. It's a commitment. And it will change your life. You clicked on this video because you have been thinking a lot about transitioning over to the green side. And I am so glad that you're here, because I'm Angela Yvonne. I am the host of Vegan Pop Eats. I have been a vegan for over 9 years, and I want to change the perception of how people see the vegan lifestyle, because there are so many misconceptions, and there is no blueprint. There are no rules. It's just a decision that you decide to make. And I'm here to help you make the right decision for you without any pressure. It's just plans. Now, you don't just wake up vegan. You wake up feeling like you want a change. You wake up feeling like the way that you've been going at this point has been good, but you're ready for greatness. You're ready to change your environment. You're ready to change the way that you eat, the way that you look, your wardrobe, the way that you speak. Veganism to me is the space where you are wanting to take responsibility of how you are showing up in the world, how you're an asset to the world. The vegan lifestyle is about living a life in abundance without harming the animals, the planet, or yourself. And each person crosses over for different reasons, whether it's health, whether it's the environment, whether it's the animals. But 9 times out of 10, you are crossing over because of health issues, or you're just wanting to show up better with your life choices. And I just want to tell you that this is the best decision that you will ever make, because you are being intentional about showing up in the world, and you're being intentional with the types of food that you're eating, and you are being intentional with being grateful for the body that you were giving, and you have decided at this point in time that you want to take care of it for the best of your ability. With anything, there is trial and error. So these are some of the things that I wish people would have told me when I crossed over. I've been vegan for over 9 years, and I crossed over because my mom had gotten breast cancer, and I just knew it was in the food. I was not even playing no games. I knew it was in the food. But when I crossed over, I was living in a small town, and I had never met a vegan, didn't know what vegetarianism was. I didn't even know what it is to choose foods according to ingredients or how it nourished your body. I was a fast food diet kind of person. Chick-fil-A knew my name, Cookout knew my name, Wendy's knew my name, McDonald's knew my name. I've been eating McDonald's since I was in the womb. My mom's favorite food from McDonald's was Big Macs, and she ate it all during her pregnancy. So I'm a legacy McDonald's eater. But when she got sick, I just knew that I had to make a change. And what's so crazy about change, you don't realize that you need to make a change until something vital happens in your life, and it just brings you to a halt. It brings you to a halt, because when she got sick, the first thing that I thought about was the food. The first thing I thought about was we have to change the way that we're eating. You know, I had seen different documentaries. I had seen different doctors on talk shows where they were talking about how meat does in your body, how processed foods does in your body. But again, I had to train myself and teach myself. So the way that I crossed over was I just eliminated food groups 1 month at a time. I was never a steak person. I loved a good burger, but chicken, seafood was always my sweet spot. But the things that people don't tell you are that it's a journey that's only customized to yourself, because you're going to have so many people talking to you about, the right and wrong way about being vegan. There is no right or wrong way. It's the way that you are comfortable doing. Some people can jump out the window and just be like, okay, I'm no longer going to eat this meat. But that's not the case for majority of people who are crossing over, because when you are changing a lifestyle, you are changing your habits. And sometimes the habits that you have are hard to break. Dairy is one of the hardest things that people won't give up, don't want to give up, and they feel that, giving that up means that they'll never have cheese again. But you're going to realize that there's just so much going on in the vegan space that you have no idea. It was like you were walking right past it. But now that you've made the decision to become a vegan, you are going to experience different things that you never knew that you were going to experience. Another thing that I wish people would have told me, there are no rules. And I'll keep reiterating that probably during this whole video. There are no rules, but there are vegan police. And those are the people who have been in the lifestyle for a long period of time. They were probably there before we had all kinds of, tools and tricks in order to cross over to the green side. And they are steadfast in their ways. So they are very bougie with it. They're very stuck up about it. They're really stank about it, to be honest. And they're really dry about it. So that is why it is important for you to customize this journey the way that you can do it. If it means that you're doing a meatless Monday, cool. If it means that you're doing a meatless month, even better. If this means that you are eliminating each food group, however you want to do it, as long as you are comfortable and it doesn't give you any kind of anxiety or making you think that you are choosing the wrong path for yourself. Being vegan will change your life, because once you start eating better, you're going to start feeling better. And what is so crazy is that when I was eating bad, I wasn't feeling bad. I've never been a person that was sickly or anything like that. But when I look back on pictures that I had when I was consuming all of that, I could see the inflammation in the pictures. I can see that I did not look well nourished and moisturized because I wasn't feeding my body foods that would make it feel like it wanted to participate in life. Now, when you're eating crazy, you're going to be numb to if you feel bad or not. Someone asked me that when I first got started. The first question that they always ask is, do you notice a change? Do you feel different? Yes and no. I did not feel any kind of ways when I was throwing back 2 cheeseburgers, large fry, chocolate shake from McDonald's. I wasn't feeling any kind of way with eating the Whoppers with cheese with large fry and a Coke or whatever the case may be. I wasn't feeling any kind of way because the community and the environment that I was in was supporting that lifestyle. Because in small towns, all you do is eat and be in somebody's face. That's all you're doing. You're eating, you're going to Walmart, and being in somebody's face. So if all of those things were still going on, I didn't feel like I was missing out on anything. And it wasn't until my mother had gotten sick that I realized that, oh, wait a minute. The way that I've been rolling, this might be a possibility for me. So I need to wrap this up. And that's what got me on the road to being like, okay, I need to be a little bit more intentional with, what I'm feeding my body, the type of environments that I'm in, reading ingredients and things of that nature. But it was a journey. I didn't get it overnight. And unfortunately, I didn't know enough information that could have possibly, saved my mom, because plants are medicinal. And when I moved to New York and I started on this journey and I started being involved in the different vegan communities and going to the different events, I would hear success stories of people who had healed their body through plants, through juicing, through, eating well-nourished foods, being gluten-free. I started hearing what I needed to hear in order for me to be inspired and motivated to keep this going. So the takeaway should be, I'm crossing over because I sincerely want to change. I want to be intentional with the food that I'm eating. And I no longer want to be part of the lifestyle that is causing harm to anything else, whether it's the earth, whether it's the planets, whether it's the environment, whether it's the dogs, whether it's the cats, but most of all, whether it's yourself, because your health is the only currency that you have, and it is important for you to feed it in order for it to be able to help you show up and show out. One of the first things that you have to do with deciding to become vegan is you have to change your mindset about the lifestyle. So many times I get people who think that vegan food is different than other food. Vegan food is real food. Full stop. There is no separate, this is vegan, this is not, except whenever you are dealing with processed foods. But to be clear, crossing over to the green side means whole foods. If it's not from the ground, you put it down. Now, when you go to the grocery store, you're going to be seeing a lot of plant-based products and things of that nature. There is nothing wrong with processed vegan foods, but you need to understand that is not what you solely exist on, because processed is processed is processed. You probably eat more vegan food than you realize. You're eating potatoes, you're eating apples, you're eating oranges, you're eating broccoli, you're eating all of these things, but for some reason when people hear the word vegan, they lose their minds. And when I first started on this journey, I realized that when people hear the word vegan, in their minds, they separate the lifestyle and the food from what they're already eating, and they see it as them doing without. But everything that you are eating now that has animal products in it, there are better vegan products that are good for you, that you will get the same experience and feeling. Once you clear your mind that I am ready to cross over and I'm ready to have an open mind about this lifestyle, it will open up in ways that you can't imagine. Your palate is going to change. When I started really being like, okay, I'm here, what am I going to do? Because my first couple years when I was living in the small town, I had a friend she was vegetarian, but she wasn't no real vegan vegetarian. You hear how I sound? I sound like the vegan police. But in actuality, she existed on carbs. Like, I was walking around eating Big Macs without the meat. I was still eating the bun, the special sauce, added more lettuce to it, added more tomatoes on it, added more pickles. And I was running around there just eating bread sandwiches because I did not have anyone to teach me about, fruits and vegetables and how I can transform them and things of that nature. I didn't have it. I didn't know anybody. Whatever. And I didn't know how to do a well-balanced diet. That wasn't something that was passed on through generations with my mom and, my family members and things of that nature. We didn't know how to eat good. All of my family members have experienced diabetes or some kind of disease in their bodies. And I wholeheartedly believe it was the food that they were eating. And I am so thankful that I had the mind shift to be like, okay, we up in here giggling and jiggling, eating food, fried foods and all this oily stuff and, breads and creams and all this other stuff. What would happen if we, change? Like, the first thing that I learned was like beet juice is good for iron and also cleaning out your blood. So I started giving my mom beet juice. But again, I did not have the knowledge and I did not have the information that I do now to really step in and see how I could have possibly, increased her life, made her more healthy, things of that nature. I didn't have it. I didn't know it. And to this day, that's like one of my, sad times. Like when I really think about, where we were living, how we were living and how we were eating. We had a good time. I had a great life. But knowing what I know now, I wish that we knew more about how the food industry and how the food really is intentional, especially in certain communities like, food deserts and things of that nature. I wish that we knew that. I wish that it was passed on. But what was passed down is, food is community. Food is life lessons. Foods are recipes. Foods are, stories that your parents might pass down. And that's why it's so hard to give it up and choose a different lifestyle, because you're thinking that you're going to have to no longer have the same kind of feeling you had when you were eating these foods, because macaroni and cheese, chitlins, fried chicken, collard greens, cornbread, those were the things that brought our families together during family reunions, during funerals, during all kinds of events in our lives. And when you hear the word vegan, you feel like you'll have to say goodbye to it. You're not saying goodbye to it. You're just being more intentional with the things that you're putting in your body and finding other ways to be able to have the same experience, but with a different food group. I eat good. And I ain't even gonna hold you. I am so grateful for this lifestyle because I learned how to cook. I was never one of those girls who was in the kitchen. I wasn't her. But now, oh yeah, I ain't a chef, but I can feed you. And that's one of the things that I'm just so grateful for crossing over to this lifestyle, because it made me step out of the box as how I thought about food, how I was showing up with the food that I was putting up in my body. It made me be a little bit more intentional with just how I no longer wanted to be part of the hamster wheel of eating foods that were not helping me. Because when you eat food that is good for your body and for your skin, you get clarity. And it's one of those things where once you start getting in the mindset of, oh, I'm no longer wanting to be part of, food that is harmful to the planet, harmful to animals, and harmful to myself, you start to put two and two together. Because when you are eating food that is nourishing to your body, the brain fog leaves. You get better skin. You sleep better. And when you're doing all of those things, you start to think differently. You start to think about how you really want to show up in this world. You start to think about, like, why was I eating those things? You start to question, how you were just doing things up until this point. And veganism is just lit. And I'll say that as long as I'm doing it, which is going to be forever, because I've been in the game for 9 years, and now when I smell food, I can tell that it has meat in it. Your senses become stronger. Your palate changes, because I used to not even check for Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts hate to see me coming now. Hate to see me coming. And eating vegan food, it helps with your imagination. Because who would think that cashews can be cheese? Who would think that carrots can be a substitute for salmon, lox on your bagel? Who would think chickpeas would be a substitution for tuna fish? Who would think that you can put simple ingredients together and make a whole meal with no animals involved? It makes you want to... I feel like I'm a scientist when I'm in the kitchen, because, it's trial and error. And you keep trying it until it tastes good. And then you want to replicate it. You want to share it with your friends. You want to do all these different things. I feel like veganism helps you be happier with how you are showing up on the planet, because you are going to sleep every night knowing that you are not harming yourself, you're not harming the planet, and you're not harming the animals. Now that we got all that out the way, the first thing that you're going to want to deal with is shopping. Now, for me, when I first got started, it was Morningstar. Now, Morningstar is a faux meat product, and I have my own theories and thoughts about processed meats. Processed meats, faux vegan processed meats, are there to help you to transition. They're not there for you to fill up your cart every day, all day, keep it in your freezer for you to consume every day. That's not what they're there for. They are there for you to transition, because some people can't imagine not eating hamburgers. Some people, when you're first coming out the gate, you're not going to be in the kitchen talking about, I'm about to make me a chickpea mushroom burger. That ain't going to be your ministry. You're going to want something convenient. You're going to want something quick. And when you go to the grocery store, you're going to see these different plant options, and it's going to be like a comfort blanket. Give yourself time to adjust, but know that vegan processed meats are there just for a transition period. Whether it's for a couple of weeks, whether it's for a couple months, whatever. Know that you supposed to transition off of those foods into whole foods. Veganism is whole foods. It's not filled with processed foods. And I think, and I know that is the reason why people get veganism confused with eating. And they also get it confused with the health benefits, because a lot of the people who are experiencing different kinds of ailments and inflammation in their body, they're consuming a high processed diet. Processed is processed. So whether it's meat or it's not meant for you to eat processed foods every day. But I do understand their place in the market, and some people are making these products because it's a money grab, because they know that health and wellness is something that people are always going to invest in. And when you hear different people talking about, being in the vegan lifestyle, 9 times out of 10, the only burger that they've talked about is Beyond Meat, or the only burger that they order when they're out is Impossible. They rarely even, cross over and eat the homemade foods, because they're still cloudy in their mindset about crossing over. For me, whenever I go to vegan restaurants, if it's possible, I only eat what is made in-house in the restaurant. And of course, it took me a long time to get there, but I never was a person that really consumed a lot of the high processed meats. Now, I'll get an inkling to get a chicken nugget every now and then. I'll buy that bag, eat that up, and it'll probably be like 5-6 months before I buy something processed again. You go in my refrigerator, there ain't a whole bunch of processed. I eat whole foods. Now, I can make my own chicken nuggets. It's a process, but I can make my own chicken nuggets. But I understand the convenience of it all. I understand that, you might not be comfortable with being in the kitchen, so that's why you're reaching for those foods. I always say that in the vegan lifestyle, it is like high school. Freshman year, you're going to be eating all the processed meats. All I had was Morningstar, but now there's Beyond Meat, there's Impossible Meat, there's Abbott's, there's Dr. Prager's. There's all kinds of processed meats. When you're looking at the processed faux meats, make sure that they are ingredients that you can pronounce. I lean closer to clean ingredients. I lean closer to not having more than 8 ingredients, and all of the 8 ingredients needs to be clear. I don't want no Dextin, no Armageddon. I don't want nothing that I can't pronounce and comprehend whenever I'm reading the labels. That is one of the things that I do stand tried and true to. When you are reading your labels, make sure they are clean ingredients. When you are going grocery shopping, even with the milks, when I first started, I was all about Silk. Oh, Silk, 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 Silk. I was about Silk because it was on sale. I wasn't about Silk because I was concerned about the ingredients. I saw oat milk or almond milk on the front. That was good enough for me. But now that I've been in this life, my plant milks, either I make it or it can only have 3 ingredients. And that needs to be sea salt, vanilla, water, and the nut, 4 ingredients. But you know what I'm saying. It has to be that simple. And Khalifa used to be a brand that I always would run to, but now they offer 2 types of they offer 2 versions of their milk, which is crazy to me because now people should be questioning, well, what's the difference between this milk and this milk? Well, the difference is the ones with a whole bunch of ingredients means that there's less ingredients in it that is healthy for you. The ones that have the least ingredients are the most healthy for you because they have a Khalifa 3 and they have a Khalifa 4. And I think the Khalifa 4 is if they're adding like vanilla, like a flavoring to the milk. But when you're looking for plant-based products, make sure you look at the ingredients until you are comfortable enough to get home and mess up your dishes. My favorite places to shop. I'm very budget friendly. I can cook and feed you breakfast, lunch, and dinner for $20. People think that being vegan is so expensive. It's only expensive if you are consuming the processed meats. 2 burgers from Impossible Meat will run you about $16. 1 can of chickpeas, mushrooms, vegetables, budget friendly. 1 can of chickpeas, the most you'll ever see it is maybe $1.29. That's the most you'll ever see it. And you can get dry chickpeas, which is also good. So I shop at Aldi's, I shop at Lidl's, I shop at Whole Foods, but I only shop at Whole Foods for specialty items. Like for instance, I will go to Whole Foods just for Vegenaise. Follow your heart, Vegenaise is my favorite vegan mayonnaise. Yes, I could probably make my own. Do I put that as an intentional and on the list when I'm meal prepping to make my own mayonnaise? No, I do not. But I am growing, and that might be something that I attempt early in the year. I already got this dope butter recipe as well. I said this is the last time that I was buying any plant-based butter, so I will be making my own butter moving forward now that I have a 3-ingredient butter recipe. But I also shop at farmers markets, and I shop at farmers markets the most, or little local grocery stores around my neighborhood, because they're cheaper and I get a lot for my buck. If I had a dream life, I would just be at the farmers markets. If I had a dream life. And farmers markets tend to only go from, early spring all the way down to possibly like, I think the last one was like November, like right before Thanksgiving. But I try to shop locally, and I'm really not a fan of really big chain grocery stores. We have Lincoln markets that are around, and that's the place that I go get my dinosaur kale, because I'm obsessed with dark greens, my dark kales. I like the other one, but the dinosaur kale I just love the way it tastes. And I love to visually see colors whenever I'm feeding myself. It's not that expensive if you go with a plan. Canned foods are going to be your best friend. Frozen foods are going to be your best friend. They're always giving a 2 for $5, a 3 for $5, a 5 for $5, especially in the frozen areas. Chickpeas, anytime I go to get chickpeas, I always buy like 5 at a time, because it is one of the most versatile ingredients that you will have in your cupboard. I make tuna fish out of it. My current obsession is buffalo chickpea salad. I can eat that every day and won't feel any kind of way. It's so simple. You can put buffalo sauce, a little bit of plant butter, put it in the oven for like 30 minutes. And sometimes I let it stay a little longer, because then it's a crunchy snack for me. But I'm getting my protein, it's not processed, and I'm showing my body that I love it. Where else do I shop? I'm a queen of twofer. Like if it has a 2 for something, 9 times 10, I'm going to get it, because I never know when I'm going to need the ingredient. So I'm going to buy 2. If it says 2, 9 times 10, I'm buying 2. My best kept secret for ingredients is Home Goods. Home Goods, Burlington Coat Factory, TJ Maxx. Go to their food section. That's where you are going to find all of your flavored oils, your different cooking oils, big bottles, big sizes for less the price. I get my avocado oils from Home Goods. I get my olive oil from Home Goods. Any kind of fancy seasoning, a truffle seasoning, any kind of vegan snack, I get from Home Goods, I get from Home Goods, TJ Maxx, Burlington Coat Factory are the spaces that you should go to get your seasoning game on lock. Trader Joe's is another one. Trader Joe's is the only place that I go to get my sun-dried tomatoes, my toasted sesame oil, and my coconut aminos. My coconut aminos and my sesame oil, I do not play with that. And for some reason, I can never find toasted sesame oil outside of Trader Joe's. It's almost like they don't even believe in it. Now, I possibly could go to the H Marts, which is the Asian markets. I'm also starting to shop there as well, because their produce is phenomenal. I love fermented foods, so I'm going to go and get me a kimchi from over there, just in that area alone. And I also am very, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm open-minded to different ingredients. And when I'm scrolling on TikTok or scrolling on any of the social media platforms and I see something that I've never seen before, because right now I'm obsessed with edible beauty. So I go where the information is, because anything that's going to nurture my body, anything that's going to give me a little oomph in this vegan space, I'm with it, and you can have my money. The one thing you should know with you deciding to make this decision to cross over to the green side, your health is your only currency. Now, I'm not going to say that veganism is the only lifestyle that you can be healthy on. I'm saying to you that you being intentional with not being part of the wheel of sacrificing the planet, yourself, or animals is going to change yourself wholeheartedly. I'm telling you that being vegan for 9 years, I've learned a lot about myself. I learned how I was operating was good, but you get to the point where you want to be good enough. And in order to be good enough, you need to be nurturing your mind, your body, and your environment. And veganism was just the way for me to be able to do that. I love talking about being vegan because it changed my life. It changed my perspective. The reality is, you are what you eat. If you want to feel good, if you want to look good, you're going to have to change the way that you eat. You're going to have to change the way that you show up in the world. You're just going to have to take baby steps in order for you to optimize who you are supposed to be in this space. Veganism is not the answer to everything, but it is the answer for you to have a life of abundance. It's going to be hard. And it's going to be hard because you have to relearn all of the things that you have been doing thus far. But it's a good hard, because anytime you decide to make that decision to change your life, to be better, I'm telling you, the universe comes together and it helps you get it done. It helps you get it done. So don't have any kind of anxiety about crossing over to the green side. Don't have any kind of thoughts. Come with an open mind. And I'm telling you, you will be surprised at the change from now to a year. And you're going to come back. You're going to make a comment and you're going to say, I crossed over and these are the things that I saw change about myself. And we'll celebrate. I hope this inspires you to push go on the decision that you're about to make. I hope that it shows you that you are being intentional with showing up for yourself. I hope that it shows you that you are being intentional with nourishing your life. And when you nourish your life, you are going to see amazing changes, and you're going to be so thankful for it. Until next week, see you soon.